In this video, I'm going to answer the first question, what's going on with the market. Then I'm going to talk about specifically when should we buy Cardano, right? Because to be honest with you guys, I've been through so many different cycles, two different cycles in this market. I have some experience in cryptocurrency and, I've seen the emotions happen, right? I've seen all of the emotions, all the negative emotions, all of this pain play out before. So I want to show you guys how I'm going to navigate the market, just what I'm thinking as a person. Again, I've been through two different cycles. Everybody talks about Bitcoin losing 85% and all the altcoins dropping 98% or so. And, just to be clear with you, I was actually there. So as a person that's been through it, I'm looking at this as an opportunity. And I know it's kind of cliche and corny by now because everybody's pretty much saying this is an opportunity, it's an opportunity, it's an opportunity. But I want to give you specific price points on Cardano, how I'm feeling about the market. But, I've been talking about it in the last couple of videos. Hopefully I've prepared you guys. I've given you situations, especially with the live stream, specific situations of what Bitcoin has to do for me to get bullish or what Bitcoin's doing to get bearish. And unfortunately, we're in a situation. I mean, you could say unfortunate for the short term, but for the long term, fortunately, we are probably going into a recession in the United States and a full-on bear market for everything, not just crypto, but for everything. Now, this doesn't mean panic sell your whole portfolio and get all scared. This just means that you need to look at it from a different perspective, embrace yourselves, right? So I want to talk about specifically what happened to Bitcoin. It's going to be a very quick video. I've been talking about this trend line for a very long time. I've been specifically saying, hey, this is kind of like what's leading us in a higher direction. We're making higher lows, higher highs, right? Now, again, from yesterday's live stream, I specifically pointed this out to you guys. There's a couple of price points that I see Bitcoin probably coming to because we broke below this trend line. This has really been giving me the significant. I mean, it could reverse now, but I just think it's highly unlikely. But this is really significant, okay? We broke this trend line that we've been making since the beginning of the year. 2022, we were making lower lows, higher highs. This really solidified it for me. We will likely come back down to about $30,000 BTC. I think now, okay, before I had an optimistic view of us breaking up above here, but like literally during the live stream, we started breaking down. And again, I'll show you why this is relevant to Cardano. All of the developments that are having on Cardano are great. Cardano survived last bear run. So I don't want to call it a cult-like community, but the community is so outstanding no matter where the price goes. These guys are staking Cardano for sure. And, definitely one of the biggest, if not the biggest community. So I'm not really scared about it, but we will likely come back down. Okay, just to be clear, in the short term, you got to handle the pain. You got to understand what's going on. For Bitcoin's price, we will likely come back down to about 30K. Now we'll reanalyze it. Okay, we'll reanalyze it. And from all-time high, that's approximately a 57% down. So there's a good chance that we can even go further. That's not out of the question. Now, if we do go further, okay, then we'll see likely a 20K BTC. Let me look at this on the weekly so we can give you a bigger perspective so you guys understand what's going on. But if we do come down further, we could see last cycle's top, which was probably right around here. We have a nice liquidity zone. So again, this is very basic. I'm not trying to, I think the problem that's happening right now with crypto influencers is they don't really know what to talk about, and they're just throwing a lot of signals at you, a lot of on-chain metrics. And I do this to a certain extent because it's good to learn, right? There's nothing wrong with learning new things. But I think we just kind of need to recognize what's going on for real. And you don't need to think about any other altcoins really at this point. You should already know the altcoins that you want. Any new ones that are coming out, it's going to be outliers. You're going to see a couple of them pump, but you don't want to put yourself in that position. You want to find the winners that you know are going to survive through the bear run and start investing in those. And Cardano is one of those winners. I'm very excited, to scoop up some cheap Cardano, to be honest. And I know it's corny again, because everybody says, buy the dip. This is an opportunity. I get it. And you don't want to hear that no more, but it's very true for specific coins. If you start playing around and buying, top 100 altcoins and, you go down low and you're looking for market caps below like 500 million, it's going to be hard. And a lot of the coins did not come back last cycle. But one of them I know for sure came back last cycle, which was Cardano. And Cardano came back without smart contract capabilities. I think they launched smart contracts a little bit too late to capture the trend. But now that they have it out, as we go into this kind of a recession, they're going to have time to build out the things that are going to be necessary for the next cycle, which we've already talked about in multiple videos. EVM compatible chain. We need this really bad. And I know they're building on it with Milk and Meta. That's probably not how you pronounce it. They definitely pronounced it different. But you get the point. That's going to happen in the bear run. And it's much easier for the developers too. They're less distracted. When the bull run hits and this price and everybody's crazy about Cardano, they don't really have that much time to think. But as the pain comes into the market, and this is true for any innovation, they will have time to sit there and really make something good, right? When the bull run's there, it's almost like you don't have enough time. So when the bull run's here, and it's the same thing for every business model in crypto. When the bull run's here, it's like you're spending as much money as you possibly can to get new things because you don't have that much time. It only lasts so long. But in the bear run, you have nothing but time and you don't have that much money. So it's more of like, these developers and, all of these people that provide infrastructure for Cardano, they're going to harden. They're going to harden. And this is where true innovation happens, right? And I'm looking for specific things like an EVM compatible bridge. I'm looking for liquidity. I'm looking for DeFi to get built out on Cardano for me to be way more bullish than what I currently am. And that's not going to happen unless we get this bear run is what I'm trying to explain to you guys. So it's very simple, okay? Bitcoin will likely come back down to about 30K. And that's okay. There's nothing, you don't need to, cry about it. It's not that big of a deal as long as you broaden your time horizon. The only reason you probably feel bad about your portfolio is because you're thinking in 30 days, 60 days, 3 months. That's what you're thinking. These small time frames never work for anything in life. When you decide to make a business, when you decide to make a body, when you decide to build a house, doesn't matter what you're doing. If it's significant, you most likely have to look for longer time horizons, business models, everything, longer time horizon. It sucks because, everybody on the internet's telling you they can get you results in 2 weeks. Don't get me wrong. It does happen. It does happen all the time, but it's just very unlikely for the average person. And it's almost like the more you think short term, you're blocking your ability to make money for real. You can't think in 30-day time frames. You have to think longer term. And hopefully I've been bracing you guys. I've been telling you repeatedly over and over again that I only have about 15% of what I want to invest in crypto in actual, altcoins and Bitcoin. I don't have any Bitcoin, but like in different altcoins, I only have about 15%. So this 85% that's been sitting on the sidelines is for this opportunity right now, but it doesn't mean I'm going to go sell the 15%. It's okay. Depends on your time frame though, just to be specific. I know a lot of you are probably doing this passively and you're more like investor types and just like me. So it's okay. You don't need to sell. You don't need to panic sell is what I'm saying, especially not today, right? Today's red. You don't want to panic sell Cardano or Bitcoin or anything because you want to sell green. You sell green, you buy red, right? So today's red, and I'm not specifically buying, but I will wait it to come down, or I will wait for it to come down to about 30K for Bitcoin's price for me to start accumulating. And if that happens, then we could see a 35-cent ADA, which is outstanding because at one point, ADA was at $3, guys. I want you to think about that, right? That's a 10X, right? Yeah, that's a 10X. Think about this, right? So if you want, 10X gains are amazing. But what happens is people get complacent. They get complacent and they do all these tricks to try to make money. They lose more money, right? They start investing in, I think a big trend now is everybody was trying to get yield. 20% APY is great, but don't miss what really matters, which is the appreciation, right? Of these assets. It really matters. And this is the time, even 10X, why does 10X so bad for people? Why can't you focus your time on getting a second job, saving a lot of money or selling things in your house to get 10 grand? Just think about it. Just get 10 grand into a coin that for sure is going to 10X. And I think that's a really good, for Cardano, it's a really good opportunity. Now, Ethereum, same thing. You kind of have the same gist. I don't want to buy Bitcoin. And the reason I don't want to buy Bitcoin is because the world's not in this ultimatum event where we have to accumulate Bitcoin now. Don't get me wrong. Bitcoin plays this case, right? It's untouched, unbothered. Nobody controls it, right? That's the whole point of Bitcoin. So if we go into this world-ending event, don't get me wrong, I'll probably buy Bitcoin, and that's the only reason I would buy it. I wouldn't buy it for appreciation or percentages because we know that Bitcoin does not do as well as altcoins. It just doesn't. You make way more money with altcoins. So bringing it back to what I'm originally saying, why is it so scary for people to wait a year and a half? I've given you guys time frames, right? Why is it so scary for people to do that and just make sure in this year that you get 20K into one altcoin that is going to 10X the next cycle? If you got 20K, for example, if ADA comes back down to 35 cents, right? ADA comes back down to 35 cents or even comes back down to 15 cents. This would be outstanding, by the way. I'd love it. If it did come back there, okay, and I got 20K into ADA, I know for a fact I'm getting $200,000. Let me say it again. If you can get 20K into 80, I know a lot of you have never saved 20K, but if you do the right work, if you stay disciplined for 2 years and you get $20,000, you invest maybe $500 every paycheck, boom, $500 every paycheck, right? Then you could definitely change your life next cycle, right? And this is the point I'm trying to make video after video is like, the reason why I'm happy, the reason why I'm excited, the reason why I don't care and I'm unbothered is because, again, I got rich every bear run. I got rich every bear run. And that's the theme of crypto. If you haven't noticed, it's great to get these 100x videos, at the top. And I'm trying to teach people how to make money at the top. Don't get me wrong. And I've made money at the top. But really, the easiest way to make money in crypto is wait for the bear run and try to dump as much money into crypto as possible and then wait for the next bull cycle. I don't know how you guys want me to cut it, but that is just the truth. That is just the truth. So if we look at, again, Bitcoin, we could see a contraction likely, very likely. I think this is probably the most likely scenario to about 30K BTC. And if we come a little bit lower, okay, we could, because remember, this is not the BLX. Let me open up a new tab here so you guys can see the BLX specifically. But if you look at other cycles, there's a reason why people say things on the internet, right? Like Bitcoin dropped. I don't know why this is not giving me, this is the weekly. Yeah. It's not giving me the full resolution. Here we go. But yeah, Bitcoin drops pretty much every time 80+%. So 82% there. And then the last cycle, I think, was about. So it's just very simple. You don't need to overcomplicate things. So it was like 85%. And then here, I mean, you don't really have to consider this because it's like so new. But you notice, look, 92%, 85%, 80 or so percent. I think right here we got 84%. So likely we'll drop like 75 to 80%. We'll drop 75 to 80%. If that happens, we'll get to probably, 80% is lower than last all-time high. So I generally think that this would probably be like the last pricing point if we get to 20K BTC. So, again, I think it's very likely we come to about 30K BTC. And then I think it's a good chance that we can probably come back down to recent last all-time high, which is about 20K. If that happens, then Bitcoin will officially have dropped 71%. I think that just seems very realistic, especially what's going on in the world, recession. You guys know, hawkish Fed policy. I've been talking about it over and over again. I've been optimistic about it, but the truth is setting in. It is what it is. They're increasing the rate hikes. They're contracting the economy. There's literally nothing we can do about that. The Federal Reserve is destroying it. Now, I do think that the reason why I'm not selling, and I think everybody should think about this, is because the Federal Reserve's kind of getting pushed into a corner a little bit. And I think they can reverse the hawkish Fed policy sooner than later. So although like maybe in the next couple months, it's going to be a little bit difficult. If it becomes really difficult for the world economies, the Federal Reserve can just stimulate, like they can just flip the switch, start stimulating like crazy. If they start stimulating like crazy, then we can get a very quick, aggressive bounce that you will not be able to time, right? So that's the point I'm trying to make, is that some people are trying to time the market. And if you're in the market all day, respects to you, I think you should definitely do it. But as a person that works full-time doing other things, I have two other businesses I'm running right now. I don't want to try to time the market. It's like not going to work for me. So I'm going to hold the 15% and just bite the bullet. There's nothing wrong with that, right? And then I'm going to wait for us to come back down to 30K. And then I'm going to start accumulating ADA. Look, guys, I think it's very simple what's going on. As we watch the Federal Reserve meeting, which was literally on this candlestick right here, ADA, May 22nd, May 4th, 2022, we were watching the Federal Reserve meeting. ADA pumped what? 16%. And then literally the next day drops all the way back down the same 16%. I think it's pretty obvious that people are watching the Federal Reserve and it's really about the Federal Reserve moves. And the problem is that there's no technical analysis in the world that you could ever do that will predict the next move the Federal Reserve is going to do, right? So if right now they're increasing the rate hikes, right, and they're contracting or decreasing spending, right? If that's happening right now, they could flip the switch and nobody can time that. That's the point I'm trying to make. That's the point I keep trying to make. Nobody can time that. It's all about the Federal Reserve. All the cards are in all of the benefits are in the Federal Reserve's hands. So I just know that they have an obligation to not let the country, United States, go belly up. So as the economy gets worse, there's going to be riots. There's going to be protests. There's going to be other countries having massive issues. There's going to be sanctions. There's going to be supply chain issues. And as that happens, the Federal Reserve will likely have to increase spending again and stimulate the economy. They will likely have to do this, right? And there's no way you could time that. So I'm not selling, okay? But what I am doing is I'm accumulating, okay? It's that simple. And I know it sounds basic because everybody says it, but it's just, there's a reason why everybody says it, right? So again, Bitcoin coming back down likely to 30K. If that happens, ADA will likely come down to about 33 cents. And for a fact, no ifs, ands, or buts, I will accumulate ADA at this price. I'm not buying now, okay? Just to be clear, I've been bullish on ADA because I like how they survived last bear run. I like how they have extended UTXO model, which is completely different from any other smart contract. I like, the community's outstanding, resilient. I like Charles Hoskinson. I like the whole development thing they got going on. But there's obviously a couple of issues I've stated multiple times. I want EVM compatibility, I want liquidity, and I want on-chain metrics and transparency on ADA. And I see all of them happening. But what I'm trying to tell you is that it's not happening now. It's going to happen in the next 3 to 6 to 9 months. If you look at that time perspective, it will make your investments very easy for you to win. And I keep saying it in the videos, and hopefully you're feeling my energy because I know people are clocking out of the market, okay? People are not looking at it. They're scared. They feel like they're in pain, and it's okay. Remember, pain equals growth. It's that simple. You have to be able to survive with your mental. Don't clock out. For the people that are still watching these videos, and know it's like everyone's leaving at this point. Like I used to get 20,000 views per video. Now I got like 5,000. So like all of you have left basically. If you're still here, you're part of the 1% and you will likely succeed and make it to the end. You will make it to the end if you just stick it out, educate yourself the whole time. This is the time for you to get ahead. While all those people that pretended like they were about crypto, but they were just there for the money, and they're going to get shaken, they get shook out. And then guess who's going to buy the bag from you next cycle? Those people are going to come back and they're going to regret it. Oh, I should have never left, blah, blah, blah. They're going to come in at the top, just like last time. And guess who you're going to sell your bags to? You're going to sell it to those people. So the most important time to be in the market is the bear run, not the bull run. But everybody's actions are completely opposite every time. Last cycle, this cycle, I'm seeing it already. We're not even like we're halfway probably through the bear run and everybody's already clocked out. Think about it. As we drop further, watch, mark my words. You guys can literally screenshot or cut this video. People are going to call me a scammer. People are going to call crypto a scam. They're going to say it's dead. They're going to say it's over. They're going to say, ADA is going to zero. They're going to say all these things, right? And it might get to the point where people actually think it's true. Like I want to show you this BLX here. Like when I was here, right? I held through this last cycle. Okay. And as we got to here, like everybody was already like really upset. Everyone thought I was probably a scammer at that point because there's a lot of people that got into crypto towards the top and, even off of like what I was saying, like, cause no one could call the top, right? So as we're getting closer to the bottom and it's down 67%, everybody's already out of the market. Do you know how bad this fall was mentally on everybody in the market? This was devastating. Another 51% drop right over here. I was still talking about crypto and people literally thought I was crazy. Let me say it again. People literally, like my friends, lost respect for me because I was still talking about crypto and how I couldn't accept it. Like it got bad. Even I questioned myself as it dropped more, but that's the point. If you can hold out through that, you will get the rewards that nobody else gets. That's the point. So if Cardano comes back down, you got to prepare yourself now. You can't think like crazy. You can't think you're going to make $100,000 tomorrow. You have to think, if you're thinking 3 years, then it's much easier for you to survive this, is what I'm trying to explain to people. If you could think 3 years ahead, then when you get the drop, you already expected it. You're like, all right, whatever. I already expected this. It's okay. And then as everybody calls you a scammer, you already expected it. And this is me preparing you. I just know for a fact. My goal is to make next cycle 100 millionaires. I made maybe I didn't make them. They did it themselves. But I helped coach people to make I think there was about 10 to 15 people. I made $1 million from my coaching. My goal is to get 100 people. So that means if I can get at least 5,000 of you just to stay here through the bear run, then I know for a fact you're going to win. And to win, all you need is a 20 or 30x on a 5, 10 grand. That's all you need. You're making $340,000. Think about these things, guys. My best calls came from the bear run. And it's the most important time to be in the market is in the bear run. Invest your time, your energy, your money in the bear run, not the bull run, right? Flip the script. So again, ADA, I'm not comfortable with buying it, right? From a technical analysis perspective, look, guys, we don't really have a lot of support here. We will most likely come back down. But again, how is that a bad thing? 35-cent ADA looks outstanding considering the fact that it was at $3 at one point, right? That's amazing. So if we can expect the next bull run to be a little bit bigger, maybe we get the $5. If we get the $5 from 35-cent perspective, I mean, I don't know. It's kind of like, I just need, let's pull over. Let's look at it, for example. Let's look at what $5 would look like, percentage wise, right? So if we get back down to 35-cent Cardano, it gets to $5, which is like probably an underestimation. That's more than a 10x, guys. It's like almost like a 12, 13x. That's outstanding. And guess what? Cardano's safe. It lasted last bear run. It's way too big to fail at this point. It's definitely lasting a bear run. But that's how you want to think about it, because in the bull run, you want to think about the 100x altcoins because all the hype's in. But in the bear run, you want to think about the things that are resilient because all the hype's gone, right? So all retail is pretty much gone. You could tell not a lot of people are viewing the videos, and that's okay because this gives us an opportunity to rise above the rest. But if you quit now, good luck. To be honest with you, good luck. But that's the gist. This is my pep talk. Look, I know I'm going to get a lot of negativity. It's the way it is. As we go down in the market, a crypto influencer will get a lot of negativity. I'm going to deal with it. The way I'm moving is instead of trying to make so much more money, right? Because remember, we're in a bear run. You don't need to think about making so much money. You think about saving money, right? And that's what I'm doing. I'm consolidating. I'm selling things. I'm consolidating even my business. We're thinking more long term. I'm trying to save money every way I can. Things like this. And I'm still rich. I still have a lot of money. I'm not like, you can't call me rich. I don't know what rich means, but I am definitely well off. For a 27-year-old, I'm good to go, right? Like I could probably retire, to be honest, but I'm not, because I want to change the world, and that requires. Look, I'm going for 100 million next cycle. I made a couple million this cycle. I'm going for 100 million next cycle, and if you're with me, leave a comment below. Let me know. If you're scared, I get it, and this is why being with other people that are smart is good for you. It took me years to develop this resilience and these scabs, right? Like these mental scabs. It took me years to really understand this. But the way you can get it really quick is just by being around somebody else that's going through it, that they could lead you through it, right? And that's what I'm doing. And again, we've been anticipating this for a while. I've been fairly optimistic, but I think bouncing from here is probably out of the question, and we will likely come back down to 30K BTC. But I'm okay with it, and I think I've pretty much communicated to everybody that I'm 85% out of the market. And so you should be prepared. And if you're not, it's okay. Doesn't matter. Because guess what? For the next 2 years, as we wait out this bear run, okay, because the next bull run will likely start in like 2023, okay? So not 2 years, really like a year. As the market drops, I will accumulate like a madman, and I will buy as much as I can. But the worst thing you could possibly do is just exit. I'm literally reaching out to people, our consultants are just kind of reaching out to people to see how everybody's doing. And there's literally people out of the market. It's like ridiculous. Like, don't be out of the market. Don't be dumb, right? Don't pay attention at the worst possible time. The worst possible time to pay attention to crypto is at the bull run. That's when everybody's paying attention. The best time is in the bear run. So Cardano cheap is one of my I am really betting big on Cardano because I just know that it's going to survive. I know it's going to give me better returns than Ethereum, okay? And I'm going to get my 10, 12x. I'm cool with it. I'm not greedy. Greed will keep you from getting what you really want, which is what you really want is freedom. What you really want is life-changing gains. And greed will keep you from that. If you keep going for the 100x's, especially in the bear run, you will lose all of your money and you will get nothing. But if you go for the safe bets, the 20x's, the 30x's, which is freaking crazy that I'm even saying safe and 20x's in the same sentence. But if you go for those and you stop worrying about what everybody's talking about, you will win and get that life-changing amount of money like I did 2 different times in both cycles. I'm giving you the game plan. It might seem simple, but it's simple, but very hard. Very hard. As the market drops, you will be tested. You will lose a significant amount of money. And if you stick through, this is where you win. And that's the gist, right? If you really believe in crypto, this is the time to show it. This is the time to show it to yourself. If you don't believe in crypto, I suggest you do a little bit more research because It's here to stay, and the market always contracts like this. This is very normal. This is very normal for cryptocurrency. Nothing out of the ordinary. All right. So that's the gist. 88 Cardano for me. That's when I'm buying. 35 cents is next buying point. Look, not a lot of support there, and that's just the truth. I don't care what any of these Cardano YouTubers are telling you. I love Cardano. I'm optimistic about it. I like smart contracts. I like extended UTXOs, but I am not crazy. I'm not crazy, and I'm just going to tell you that everything's going to be all good. We will likely come down. If Bitcoin keeps coming down, we will come down. We will come down to about 35 cents, and I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it, and I know you will be too, because a lot of you guys are smart. I've been watching my live streams. A lot of you guys are resilient, and you understand. And if we even come down even more, I mean, I'm cool with it too. But the next two liquidity zones, I think is probably the strongest bet. 35 cents, I'm going to start accumulating. Probably not specifically 35 cents, probably like 37, 38 cents. I start accumulating here because we have this other, I think this might have been an all-time high last cycle. I have to look at a longer chart. But yeah, you get the point. Like right around here is next buy zone for me. I'm not buying right now, and that's the official decision. I know people have been waiting for the Cardano video. Here's a Cardano video for you guys. But yeah, that's it for this video. If you like the quality of this content, hit like. If you don't, leave some constructive criticism. Subscribe for more video updates. And like I always say, if you don't get with it, you will get left behind. Guys, shiny object syndrome, throw it out of the window. Like, really think about these things, right? Don't have shiny object syndrome. You don't need to do ridiculous research. You just need to face the truth. And the truth is we are likely going into recession. Understand macroeconomics a little bit better. Read a book, read 2 books, read 5 books. These things will make you wealth. But watching this, it's at this point on YouTube, like, I don't even want to give you guys research because it's just like ignoring the truth. It's ignoring the truth, right? And the truth is the most important thing right now is understanding market direction. And that doesn't require a whole bunch of on-chain metrics and price. It just requires you to recognize what's going on in the world. It's that simple. You don't need a whole bunch of charts to tell you what's obvious, okay? So, yeah, I know I'm rambling, but yeah, that's it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one.